Hey folks, welcome back to the Dice Tower. I'm Sam. I'm usually accompanied by my compatriot, JT, but a little bit of an emergency situation. We did record a bottom five and a top five this week, but dumb old me didn't plug the transmitter receivers in for the mics, so we didn't catch any audio. So you'll be catching that bottom five, top five next week. This week, I'm going to be doing my bottom five and top five Viking games. Now, this is my numbers 10 through 6 of my top 10 Viking games, so do take that into account. Viking games are something that I really enjoy, so this was not a difficult list for me to put together. So I did do a top 5 Viking games list when I was a full-timer for the Dice Tower a while ago, so you can go check that out if you wish. I'll try to put the link to that down here in the description. But basically, as we usually do, I do want to share the weights of my list. So the average weight for my entire list, my 10 through 1, was a 2.54 out of 5. So right there at the center of mid-weight games, and that tracks with the kind of games that I like to play. The heaviest game on the list, 10 to 1, was a 3.18 out of 5. And my lightest game on the list was a 1.23. So there is a pretty wide spectrum that's here, but generally speaking, most of the games that I enjoy to play are mid-weight, and that's exactly what we have here. The average weight for the games on this half of the list, my numbers 10 through 6, was a 2.43. So take that under advisement. And without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so my number 10 is the lightest game on my list, and that is Odin's Ravens. This is a great little two-player racing game where each player is taking on the role of one of Odin's ravens, and we are flying through Midgard, trying to get back to Odin first. And there are so each raven has their own deck of cards that they use for movement. The playing board, I guess you could say, is made up of a bunch of cards that you make a track out of, and you have to race down to the end of it and back. And like I said earlier, whoever gets back, whichever raven gets back to Odin first, is the winner. Sounds really elementary, and it pretty much is. It's a 1.23 out of 5 for complexity. But the Loki deck is where things really get a twist thrown into them, because each character also has a deck of Loki cards that they can use. And the difference between that and their movement cards is that once you run out of your Loki cards, you're done. You can't use any more Loki cards for the rest of the game. If you run out of movement cards, you can shuffle and re-go. But the Loki cards really throw a beautiful wrench into an otherwise very simple game, and it doesn't get complex or convoluted or anything like that with the Loki deck. It's just that's really kind of the salt and pepper on an otherwise possibly bland game of just racing up and down if you have the right movement cards or if you don't. But I really enjoy this. Jess really enjoys this a lot. We actually picked this game up. I had the first edition way back when and then got rid of it. The new edition by Osprey, the second edition of the game, we picked up on our honeymoon and we played it on the train ride. So we really enjoy this game, and you should check it out if you have not yet done so already. That's my number 10, Odin's Ravens. My number 9 actually clocks in at a 2.57 out of 5 for complexity, and this is one that I have not played in a long time, and I don't own it either, so that's why it's lower on my list. I think JT owns it because it is a Garfield game. This is called Raiders of the North Sea. I have enjoyed this game over the past, and that's why I have it on the list. It's based completely on how much I enjoyed it back then and how much I remember enjoying it. But I haven't played it for a while, so it has the potential of either rising up higher on the list after I get it back to the table, or maybe settling down further. But I do enjoy this game. It is a great game. Garfield does a great job at producing these games, and this is one of the games that I really have enjoyed from them in the past. But Raiders of the North Sea is a great game. I really enjoy it. I haven't played it in a long time, so there isn't going to be a whole lot of explanation going on here, but this is a great Viking game. So this, if you've not checked it out, you really should. My number 9, Raiders of the North Sea. My number 8 clocks in at a 2.75 out of 5 for complexity, and this is a newer game from 2022, I believe. It's called Northgard: Uncharted Lands. Now, this is kind of what I would consider a generic Viking theme, which means that you're not really doing a whole lot of Viking-esque things. You're just basically going to a new land and you're setting up your village, basically. It's kind of a 4X game, and if you use the monster expansion, which I heavily, absolutely encourage you to do, because without it, it can make it a rather mean game for somebody at the table, because basically the monsters act as a little bit of a buffer. You have to basically clear out the monsters in your area before you can really start building up your own little chunk of a village there, and that means you're going to be encroaching upon your other players' spaces much more quickly without the monsters expansion. But with them in there, you have to deal with those monsters and the different challenges they face before you can really start turning your sights on other people. And that's fostered a little bit more of a fun time for everybody at the table. Everybody gets to build up a little bit more before they start going after each other. So I really do enjoy this game. There's a new expansion that is, I believe, on Kickstarter, pretty close to right now, or maybe it's coming up soon. And I haven't got the first 2 expansions, so I'm really going to be looking at that campaign to see if I can get all of the expansions at once, but we'll see how that goes. This is my number 8, though. It's a great little Viking game, Northgard: Uncharted Lands. My number 7 is a brand new game that I just got in. I backed it, and it just fulfilled a little while ago, and I've been playing it on the channel a lot over on the Flipside, and getting ready for that. And I actually did a review of it here just a couple weeks ago, and that is, or rather last week, and that is Fate: Defenders of Grimheim. Now, this is lower on the list. I've only played it a little bit, but it does have the potential of going higher on the list because I'm really enjoying this game, and it's that level of game. It clocks in at a 2.67 that is good for families. So I am very happy to have purchased this, went all in on it. So I got all the miniatures for it and everything like that too. So this is, when you back a Kickstarter, you either back it and you get it and you're like, oh, wow, I shouldn't have backed this one. Or you're like, yes, finally, I got this in, and there's no sticker shock at all, or no remorse or anything like that. And that's definitely where I've fallen on this one. I'm very happy to have backed this one, and it's a great little fun game. So basically what you're doing in the game is it's a tower defense. It's a cooperative game. All of the heroes that are in the game are basically trying to defend Grimheim from these onslaughts of monster hordes that are coming from different areas of the map. And it is really fun, and it has a really cool mechanism of being able to upgrade and level your character up over the course of the game through the use of leveling up your character, flipping over cards, or you can actually get new equipment, and then you can also level up that equipment and level up your abilities. So it's really a cool game. I really enjoy this one a lot. That's my number 7, Fate: Defenders of Grimheim. My number 6, a couple of years ago, might not have made the list because I didn't play it for a while, but since JT owned it, I don't actually own this game. We were able to get it to the table a couple more times, and we really enjoy this game, and it has solidified a position on this list as such, and that is Reavers of Midgard from Grey Fox Games. This clocks in a little bit higher at a 2.92, so it's almost a 3. Out of 5 for complexity, but it is such a great game. It is more of a Euro style game, whereas Champions of Midgard was more of a hybrid between a Euro style and rolling a lot of dice for attacking and all of that kind of stuff. So I didn't know how I was going to enjoy it, but after I was able to play test it at a convention way back when it was first coming out, and then playing it more since then. It's really settled into one of my favorite games, and I really do enjoy this. There's a great artwork, great custom dice, great little mechanisms that you can do at each of the different areas of the map to basically just score points. Whoever has the most points is the winner. But it still has some of that carryover from Champions of Midgard, where you can go out on journeys and battle monsters and that type of thing. So it's really just a great all-around game, really. It does have more of a Euro vibe to it, but that's not a strike in my opinion. It's a really great game, and it looks really good on the table as well. So Reavers of Midgard definitely deserves the number 6 spot on my top 10, and there you have it. So that is the last one for this list right here on the Dice Tower. You can right now go on over to the Flipside. I've got my top 5 Viking games video set up, and it went live as soon as this one did, so you can hop on over there. But before you go over there, give me a comment here, give me a like. If you haven't subscribed to the Dice Tower, why not? Go ahead and do that, and then hit that bell icon so that you can be notified when they have more. It's kind of like drinking from a fire hose over here on the Dice Tower. But anyway, after you've done all of that here, hop on over to the Flipside to check out the top 5, and we'll see you there on the Flipside. Take care.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.